This is basically a sort of accompaniment to my latest live discussion, which hasn't finished processing just yet. The discussion is called "Are you one of life's late developers?" You know what I mean? I was I was always living at home with my mother until I was 45. I was like a sort of big Timothy Lumsden, really. Timothy Lumsden was a little one. Timothy. Timothy Lumsden in this '80s sitcom. Sorry, it was played by the diminutive Roddy Corbett. And he lived with both his parents until he was 48. I think he was like when he started off in this TV series. It was like he was in, I don't know what, 42 or something like that. 42. And no, he was in his early 40s anyway. He was in his early 40s when he started off. When Timothy Lumsden was anyway. I think Ronnie Corbett was older than that, but the character he was playing was called Timothy Lumsden. Was in his 40s and early 40s, but by the time the series ended when he was 48, and it ended with him finally breaking free from his mother's apron strings and eloping with his woman in a hot air balloon. I'm going to post a episode of it in the description. But I mean, some youngsters are living independently at 16. They don't live at home with their mother anymore, with their parents anymore. I knew a girl. She had a boyfriend when she was 13, 14. So she was either 13 or 14, and she had a boyfriend who was a lot older than her. He was in her early 20s. And the parents condoned this relationship, and she ended up marrying him when she was 16 or 17. And it was always very rare for people to get married at that age. In fact, it's actually illegal now. It was actually, I think it was last year or the year before last, that they outlawed it. Minors can't are not permitted to get married now. You have to be 18. But 18 is still very young to get married. But a lot of teenage marriages don't always last, I think. But I was just one of those like developers. I was nearly 48 when I had my first girlfriend. Well, she was the only girlfriend I've ever had, and it was only a brief relationship. I've never been married, and I never started to live independently until I was nearly 40s. Until I was what age was I? 46 when I started to live independently. Because my mother had a second stroke when she was 45. And she went to hospital and she went into the nursing home. But because she didn't trust me to stay in the house on me. She didn't trust me enough to leave me in the house on my own when she had to go into hospital. She never did. I've explained all this in the other. All this is going to be explained in the other video about what's it called? Over the Hill But Not Dead. It was she didn't because I've got a condition. She never trusted me enough to leave me in the house on my own when she had to go into hospital, and I kept going into respite homes. And What we're going to, I've run out of things to forget what I'm going to say. My social worker came to see me one of these respite homes one day, and she told me that because I was over 18, I didn't have to be in there if I didn't want to. So it was from that point onward that I started living independently, and I was 46. How old was I? I was actually still 45. I've been living independently since I was 45. Because my birthday is in May. I started living independently in April 2015. I was still 45 then. So I've been living independently since the age of 45, and I'm now 54. Just a minute, I'm getting these look up. But 45. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've been doing a bit of mathematics in my head, checking it all. Yes, I was I was 45 when I started living independently, and 46 when my mother died. And I started living independently just shortly before she died, because my social worker told me I could live independently if I wanted to, because I was over the age of 18. So, thank you, Pauline. Yes, it was 9 years ago, because I was I'm going to be 55 this May, and I was 46. I was 46 last May when my mother died. So that was 9 years ago. Yes, it's correct. I was just checking it was all correct. I'm not a whiz kid with maths. Anyway, I was just one of the isolated developers. I never started learning to drive until I was 46. I had hundreds of lessons, but I never passed my test. I don't bother with it anymore. It's a lot of people who've got married young, it hasn't worked out. It's all ended in tears. And I don't know if I ever will get married, but it doesn't. Whatever situation I'm in, I'm not under the same amount of stress now as what I was when my mother was still alive, because it was upsetting me, because I was always with her when she was displaying the symptoms of what was wrong with her, and I had to go and see her in hospital, and because of the state it was in, it was upsetting me, and I haven't got that on my plate anymore. It's I know it's sad that she died, but sometimes it's just for the best, because she didn't have any quality of life really. She was paralysed from the waist, but more paralysed from the waist down. Couldn't walk. She couldn't swallow her food. She had to be fed through a straw. She could hardly talk even. I went to see her some days, and she just I tried to have a conversation with her. She just lied in her bed and just stared back at me. The last time I ever saw her, she didn't even seem to be aware I was there. She just seemed to have gone back to being a baby again. I think sometimes people do go back to being babies again before they die. That's what happens. Anyway, the subject of this discussion is: are you one of life's late developers? And if you are one of life's late, if you thought you are one of life's late developers, just post it in the comments below.